Which hive would you like?
Well, let's start with this one.
Okay.
What's this about?
This one here, the idea of this hive was to show that we can make out of different things. This hive is made of a couple of plant pots, a dog bowl, and an ant cap.
Oh,
And then put some plywood there, cut it there. The insides, I think, are like a cross between Clumpies, Kith, and a Novi. So for me, I'm looking to have cages with the brood, so I can remove brood for propagation.
okay.
The idea being the honey and the pollen to be stored around the outside. With when a super is put on, and using the bowl as a super as one idea, or just putting a cover on there and just they can harvest straight from there. So the bowl idea is transferred into the other ones there. That's about it. If I want to, I can change the honey super over to suit Bob's frames.
Oh, yeah.
So so when it's finished, and it looks a bit clunky, but got a lot of sun protection. Bees are happy in there.
Okay. What about these?
This one again is just a fun system. This one I've got Australis in. I've got a feeder on the front there if I need it. I'm not using it at the moment. We've got Australis who are just living away at the front at the top there. This colony is only very young, it hasn't grown far enough, but it will eventually expand into the box below.
Oh, I see.
So this is
So you're expecting them?
Yeah,
you're
so I
expecting
take
them to go
that
down.
plug out, and then I can expand down to here,
Okay.
and then I can. There is no honey super.
What's the green material? What was it?
Oh, that's just a letterbox I bought out of the hardware store.
Is it metal or?
Yeah, it's a metal.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a metal. It is a metal letterbox. It is what I've just modified a metal letterbox. I like the look of it and the shape. Maybe not the colour, but
But the structure of the hive is not touching the metal.
no. Inside there,
Inside you've got a box.
Yeah, I've got
wooden,
plywood.
plywood. You use plywood.
Spaced it there to keep some insulation away because the metal gets cold and gets hot. So
You find that using plywood is sustainable?
I'm not sure. I like the idea because in this case I need some quite good tolerances for it to maintain. So the plywood I'm finding was good to build.
How long has this been?
This one has only been working probably the queened up in here in late February, but then it requeened in April. So it's fallen behind a little, but it requeened by itself. But by the time I noticed there's something wrong,
See, the reason I asked whether it's sustainable is that the plywood, the glues or the gums in the plywood,
yeah,
we
Not
thought it might interfere with the pheromones and all that.
yeah.
But if you are having
Yeah.
for a long time, then
No, I haven't had them. These are more projects to show people that we can build other things.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
more
yeah,
about change of what we can do that we don't have
yeah,
to.
it's also good to know that if you can succeed with plywood,
Yeah,
if not, why not?
yeah. I've seen many plywood hives out in before.
yeah.
They generally suffer a lot in the weather. So that's where I'm happy with the plywood in here because it's not used in extent. Here I've used the plywood, but I can see the outside and on edge, so I can then protect it a bit better. And that,
Well, having this metal bit protects the plywood. But what about this? Won't it be
yes,
vulnerable
that's where
to
I'm hoping with
rain and all that?
Yep, with the sun, with the sun protection and a bit of rain. But I'm hoping I can see that this will suffer before I get to it.
What about
This then leads into this one is again a different version. I've made this to be like a table. You have a chair, a table. You can have coffee.
Or honey?
Yep.
Honey with tea.
Honey with tea. So the idea is to sit down, have this on a balcony overlooking the park.
Yeah.
So it's made. That's a terracotta big lid.
Okay.
The insides here. What I've done, I'll put that back in there. I have again, I've got the pot. Here's my honey super. Inside, I've got a valve system to create, again, my cages.
Alright.
So the idea, I can then transfer and start a new colony. This one's a spacer, so it's a lot of space in there. So if I think there's too much space, I can put that in there, start the colony, and when it gets a bit bigger, I can remove.
Oh, okay.
Again,
Okay.
the honey and the pollen is stored on, I'm hoping will be stored on the outside. And this allows me to...
So this is a new idea that you're tinkering with, and
I'm just...
you
mucking around.
haven't tried out.
No,
Okay.
no,
okay.
I only just finished these the other day and then got sort of asked to show them here.
Ah,
I would rather
alright,
have
yeah.
bees in them and going, but I've only got a few hives,
Yeah,
so
okay.
it's all... So the idea with this valve is they come in that position there, the bees can come up through there into the honey super.
Uh-huh.
Once you've removed that, you can turn that to the side there, the bees are then contained in that side.
Oh, I see.
So so you can take that home, take it back to the kitchen. This is more
Yeah,
meant for
yeah.
small people, little groups who just want to have one. And this one is just a WVC that takes a...
Was it WB?
It's an old English hive, which is like Walter Carr or whatever his name is.
All right.
So it's my version of that. So it's designed for like an oath style box to be in there. The bees don't live in this box; they live inside their oath box.
Oh, I see.
So,
I see.
and this is again just to provides a bit of weather, sun protection,
Some weather protection.
sun protection, and it just looks nice.
So the actual core colony will be
Inside an
in
oath box.
that oath box. All
Yeah.
right.
So
Okay.
Can you just open it?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I didn't put a box in this way. You get to see, that's...
so you are innovating like anything. Oh yes, great.
Yeah, they are great innovators here.
Yeah.
So it's just, this is more for the looks and the feel of, that's nice.
It's all about the interest you have in it.
Yeah.
I
Why?
haven't done anything with them. This is just me mucking
Why?
around.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why would you want to have a larger aperture out here?
Well, that allows that pipe there to come out, which allows me to remove the box.
Oh.
So
okay.
that's what that fits. That seals against the oath box to stop the bees going around the outside of the box there. So the bees are contained.
Yeah, but the way I see it, it might be a haven for predators waiting.
Yes.
They'll just be, waiting there for the bees to come out, and
True. It's not a lot different to Frank Adcock.
and they're sheltered from
Yes. Yeah.
the predators are being sheltered.
Exactly. It's a
Okay,
6 or 1 and a half a dozen the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see, like Frank Adcock you're going to go visit, he runs a 40 mil tube around the outside. So I've just done a 50 mil tube so that...
And those are for ventilation or for drainage? Or...
Yeah, ventilation.
Okay.
Ventilation, basically ventilation.
Right.
I don't think these would give you a lot more in cold environments, but in a hot environment, you're providing, that's a nice Western Red Sea, provides an